Kristin Davis reveals the unexpected reason she didn't want to break up with Alec Baldwin. Kristin Davis has revealed the surprising reason she didn't want to call it quits with Alec Baldwin when they were dating back in the early 2000s. Speaking on the Thursday, February 27th episode of podcast Literally with Rob Lowe, Davis shared details of why she wasn't in a rush to pull the plug on her romance with Baldwin, and it had nothing to do with their relationship. This is the thing. Alec Baldwin was so rich by the time I dated Alec Baldwin, okay? Can I just say that straight out? And just like that, star, 60, told host Lowe. Like one of the best things about Alec Baldwin when I dated him is that he had the most incredible house in Amagansett. Like, I remember I was at work and I was like, Sarah Jessica, I just don't know if it's going to work out with Alec and I. But I just really love that house, Davis said, adding, which is literally one of the only times I have felt that way. Do you know? When I'm like, I don't want to break up with this person because I like his house. It's so embarrassing to say that out loud, but it's true. Davis recently made headlines after sharing another story from her relationship history, which involved lending someone she was dating $5,000 only to subsequently be ghosted by him. While Davis kept the man's identity anonymous, she said he went on to be famous later in life. The actress shared her dating anecdote about Baldwin after Lowe, 60, suggested that the Rust actor may have been the mystery man.it is not Alec Baldwin. Oh my God. Davis insisted. This is one of the things that's out there. After recalling her experience with Baldwin and emphasizing his wealth at the time, Davis added, I never would have had to lend Alec $5,000, my God. Although Baldwin has now been ruled out, Davis was determined not to reveal the man's identity publicly on the podcast, but told Lowe she'd tell him who it was when off air. Davis made the ghosting claims in an episode of her own podcast, Are You a Charlotte?, which dropped in January. During the podcast episode, Davis recalled how she was seeing an out-of-work actor before starting her famous SADC role as Charlotte York, and added that this man is now very successful. Davis had lent him all of $5,000 after spotting notices around his home that threatened to switch off his electricity. She'd also learned he had wrecked his motorcycle, so he was unable to attend auditions. He was very talented. But, at the time, I had money because I'd been working, Davis explained. It changed the dynamic in a horrible way, but I probably should have known better. So I lent him this money and then, he stops calling. So I'm like, what the heck? Davis went on to add that she ended up to confront the man, to no avail. I remember going over to his apartment and banging on the door, Davis said. And his dog was in there, and I loved his dog, and I could hear his dog. But I was like, is he in there, and pretending that he is not in there?